Well, hello everyone. I'm Vince, and I'm back. Well, hello everyone. Welcome for another episode of Life is a Lie. And yes, you're correct. You are seeing me on your screen right now. That's me. You can play with my face or whatever. But I just want to put it out there. So let's not comment about it anymore. But um I wanted to show my face, or at least half of it. Just kidding. Um, I want to show my face so you guys don't get bored. And my podcast is already boring, so I don't need any more of that ambience. So I want you guys to look at something now. Yes, you're correct. So today is a big day. Not only that my face is showing on the screen, but since yikes, it has been a year since I've recorded a podcast episode. Um and there's been a lot going on, not only in my life but in the whole entire world. And I think things are falling apart. And that's why it's our episode today is entitled Falling Apart, because things are falling apart. And before we proceed with that topic, I just want to, recap what we've talked about in the previous episodes, since those do not have a mic or a pretty decent mic, or at least any mic. So the audio is very bad, and I was really boring. I, I also is really boring right now. But yeah, let's recap those. So this is the only episode that matters. Okay. Also, for those who are listening to this as an audio format, you won't know what I'm talking about, since on my YouTube channel, my face is showing right now. If you want that kind of content, if you want, video format, you can watch on my YouTube channel. But who watch this podcast or listen to this podcast in audio format only? I'm planning to upload this podcast anywhere I can, or that is my ability to upload. I think on Spotify. Wow, I don't think so. But we'll get there somewhere or someday. Okay. The first episode is about the depression. And I just want to say that I've been I experienced depression before, and it is not a joke. It is serious and should not be um underestimated or overlooked. It is not only a extreme sadness, but also it is a almost like a disease, but it is actually a mental problem. You you don't have anything else that is motivating you. And that's why I think that at least one thing that motivates you in life is very important. And because when you're down and you have nothing else, or nothing else matters to you, you 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 are most likely going to um want something to hold on to. So you need a motivation or anything that you think is, I need to do this, or I am alive because of this, or I should be going on with my life. I should go through with my life. Should do I should do this and that. So you need those. And that's why I think I don't want to involve religion, but that is why I think that God is there. It is a almost like a virtual therapy or virtual psychologist. He's always there to listen to you on whatever you want to tell him. Although he might not reply, but at least you have someone to talk to. And I think someone to talk to is very, very, very important. That's a lot of very. But it is necessary to have someone to talk to. That's why we're not alone. That's why we people have, or that's why we have a community. We should just help each other. And I think that's all for depression. Yeah. That just if you want more info, well, you can go listen to that episode. But we're moving on to the second episode, which is the bullying. So even though basically stuck on our homes right now, there's still bullying, not in the physical form, but in the online form. People are bullying online or through, the internet. And I don't think that um, it is, we should be um, affected by this or whatever people tell us, especially through online. They can't hurt us. But I know hate comments or hate speech, bullying online is really hurtful, and that deep inside we are really hurt by those words, even though they are just words. But we should not be affected. And that I think they are also important. Not in of course they are rude, but they're still important for us to reflect to. So we have something to reflect to. For example, even though it is not true, for example, you or someone told you online that your voice sounds like a goat. So, yes, it may not be true, but you're gonna not think badly on yourself, but think as in, is that true? But don't be affected by it. Just make it as a discovery so you can improve yourself. And that's why I think comments are very important, since it helps you improve yourself. But we should not be, affected by it. Oh no, I sound like a goat. I should not be doing this anymore. I should not be talking to people anymore. And I don't think that's correct. So, I think that is it, since bullying is very widely known and we all know about it. It's funny since we all talk about these things, but there's no action. There's nothing that is happening. So it's all just chattering. And I'm not saying this as, a protest. um, I'm not saying that people don't act. Yes, other people act, but mostly they just comment, and literally that's what they do and nothing else. So I think we should just, you know, we are all people. We should all be respected. Yes, we may be all equal, but we are different. Um, Equal and different are two different things. Just said different two times. But equal or equality means that you are the same in some way, but we are different in some way. For example, that riddle that you have, the steel or metal, 1 kilogram of metal and 1 kilogram of feathers. Which is heavier? You might say the feather, but they're both 1 kilogram, or they're the same weight. So what am I saying? Um, what am I saying, or what am I conveying? What I'm conveying is that yes, we might be equal or equal in weight, but we are different. The other is feather, and the other may be steel. In this context, we are all human. We are all people. We are all animals. But we are different. The others can, you know, can do art, can sing, can dance. We are all different, but we are all human and we are all the same in some way. So we should just respect each other. But yes, I know, very easy to say, but very hard to do. So the third episode is the dreams. So um I thought of this episode since I've been dreaming a lot those days. And I've been thinking, what do they really mean? Well, they are just in our minds. They are a fraction of our imagination. Wow. And I I think we should um consider it, not just ignore it, since it is created by our minds. So it is important in some way. So dreams have their meanings. Um I think, in my opinion, since this whole podcast is only my opinion. If you don't want my opinion, bye. Just kidding. Okay. And that dreams may be real, no, but we can't really know. Maybe it's the other dimension or something. But I think it is a reality, or the other reality. And I think it's necessary to think about it since it is created by our minds. And maybe that dream is, for example, our fear, or we should embrace it. That's what I'm saying. We should embrace our dreams. That's all I want to say. I want to add. If you want um additional facts or something, additional opinions from Danny and Bro, which I collaborated with that episode, which is Dreams, you should check it out. And next in our list, wow, I really feel professional right now. Not really. I'm not. Okay. Um, the fourth episode is about love, which I don't really have a concrete, detailed experience since I don't have a love life. But I don't think you really need one. I think love is an illusion. it it just wants us to love each other. So there could so it balance out the evil, I think. So love, all I want to add is that also, oh, what happened in my something just wait a second. Okay. Something just that sound. Okay. Um I also said this on that episode, which is episode 4, Love, entitled Love. I said that I think, I don't remember. I basically don't remember anything. Just kidding. That it is not important that that the one you love loves you back. I don't think that's really important. I think what's important is you love someone, and that's it. Um, not is it not what? How do I say this? Um, you when you love someone. Just kidding. Sorry for that. Um, yeah, just okay. So um, they don't need to love you back. You just need to love them. Um, since doesn't mean that when someone doesn't love you, you don't love them back. Because when I'm saying love a lot of times, but simply just love. When you love someone, you open up. Just when you love someone, you don't need their you know you don't need their need that love back. Is what I'm saying. But it is better when you receive that love back because it motivates you to love more, even more. Sorry for the cat, or you might not notice it, but there was a cat. Um, I always want this podcast without a cut. I want it going and going, so it's not really edited out because I'm very lazy editing. Just kidding. It is because I want you guys to know that this is not scripted at all. And I don't know why you think it is scripted. It is very fail. This is all failure. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. So we should move on to episode 5, which is the cryogenic. Now, I wanted to talk about the future that episode, but future is very boring. Just future is very basic, and I wanted to talk about the future without talking about the future. So I wanted to talk about cryogenic, which is the act of freezing yourself so you can live happily ever. Just kidding. You can live in the future when you are thawed out. And I think um I want I want to be cryogenized. I don't know the verb, but um I want it. I want it. And I think it is humane, since we just want to, see the future or take a look at it, at least experience it. Um, but I don't think it is possible. But nowadays, everything is possible. Um, Everything's possible when you make it possible. But in case it is possible, I want to do it. But it is very expensive if I remember correctly. It is like $100,000 or something, $500,000, I think. I'm gonna search it up and put it in the screen. But those who are not watching the video, I'm sorry, you won't see the real price. But I don't think it is important if you can live, you know. It is often um it is often um they do it with someone who is close to dying, or they know they're gonna die. I don't know why my voice cracked, but when you know you're gonna die, or when they know they're gonna die, they schedule a cryogenic session or something. I have no idea. It's just a good, concept. My hair. Just kidding. My hair is flipping up. Okay. So now we get to the good part. Just kidding. I have a lot of things to talk about, but I don't think we have a lot of time to do so. So I think that's why I'm gonna record many of these. I will not stop until you stop. Just kidding. I will not stop this podcast ever. Unless something horrible happens to me. And um I wanted this podcast so that you guys can open up to me. You can comment down below. I don't really care anymore. You can do whatever you want. I will listen. I always listen. And this is also so that you know that you are not alone, and that um there are other people that are experiencing the same thing. And also another thing is that I want you guys to know my perspective on a lot of things that we're going to talk about in this boring podcast. um um a lot of things are very interesting to talk about, but I don't really have the time to record an episode, since I'm busy with everything really, but mostly with school and academic stuff. So that's why. And I really want to continue this, and I will try to record every single day. That's very hard. Just kidding. Okay, anyways, with the episode 6 falling apart, we're going to talk about um basically what's happening in this world. Um people people it's always people. No. But um see, it's not scripted. I can't even think of anything anymore. Okay. It's that, why do I say that things are falling apart? Since I can't feel that people even care anymore. I mean, look at how just the internet or internet, it, it's full of toxicity, or everything is full of toxicity now. And when you go outside, we don't really need additional. additional additional toxicity, since we are suffering from a pandemic right now and we don't really need additional hatred and additional stress. uh, so I will share just a little something when you are stressed. So, or when I am stressed, um what I do is just, listen to music and do what I want to do, or this, what I'm doing right now. And that I play video games or whatever, watch videos, entertain myself to be stress free. But sometimes you can't do that since you're really stressed. It is really working for me right now. What's really working for me right now is just breathing. Breathing, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling air slowly is really helping, even with anger. I thought it was just a for show in the movies, or what others are saying in the yoga or something, the meditation. I thought it was just, you know but it really does help. It circulates your blood flow or your airflow as well. Balance out. It makes your mind clear, and that's it. So I don't know if you can hear that. Probably. Sorry about that. That was thunder. I think it's gonna rain. So um, another thing that I want to talk about is that I didn't have the time to tell you guys, is that that I think you should do a podcast. No, what I'm saying is you should spend a time for yourself. Not only a time for yourself, but a time to talk to yourself. And talking to yourself doesn't mean you're crazy. Just means it actually means you're intelligent. That's why I'm talking to myself. Just kidding. It helps us, It really aids anything, even depression. When you don't have anything or anyone to talk to, you can talk to yourself. Since you can't trust no one these days. Um but if you have friends, you can talk to them. You can also talk to me. You can contact me on anything on the description. My Discord, my Twitter is dead. But yes, you can contact me anytime. I'm willing to listen anything. So yeah, that's basically it. Okay. Um Also, I also want to talk about the the pandemic. Although you are sick of it, I'm just want to add my perspective to it, that you and I um are stuck on our homes. You may not be, but if you are, and this pandemic, I really think it is an opportunity for all of us. Have you heard that there has been a lot of inventions that had been invented this past few months? And I really think that um it is because we have the time to spend on, you know practicing and improving ourselves. And that's why I think a lot of people or a lot of contestants, athletes had performed very well on the Olympics 2020, although it's 2021. And I'm very proud of my country, and I'm very proud of the others. And I think they performed well since um yeah, the pandemic, and that we had time. We had a lot of time to think, to improve ourselves, practice, and everything. I really think this virus is an opportunity, opportunity for us to fix it, to act fast, to for us to reflect that, oh, we don't really have the money to control this virus. We don't really have the time. We don't really have this. It tested us. And basically that's it. That's what I want to add. Although yes, you are sick of hearing COVID-19 pandemic and everything, and I'm also sick and tired of it. It's just all over the news, everything that is the Delta variant, the variant ABC, um everything. And the vaccine that is not being um contributed, what is it called, wisely. There, even the everything, everything, we are being overwhelmed with everything, and I don't think we deserve it. I don't think I think we deserve better. We deserve better than this. So that's why we should we should act better than this. And another thing to talk about is that yes, it is crucial to have a motivation, at least one motivation to go through your life. And not only that, I think you should have a goal in your life that you want to pursue, since we make our own purpose. And yes, we might say that, but we really don't know what our purpose is. And when you think really hard, so don't. When you think very hard about it, maybe we don't have one. Maybe, even though we we do things, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. No, I'm gonna get copyrighted. But yes, I'm not an atheist, or I'm not you know an existentialist or anything. Just expressing myself that maybe there isn't. What if there isn't? That are the questions, the what ifs. And I think it's really important to think of a what if, since what if, you know? What if it's real? What if the heaven and hell are real? We should consider these things, because it is not a fact, and it is not a fact. It is neither true, neither false, or neither true or false. It is a theory. And yeah, second thing, and I really want this to go out there, is that it is very hard to please please people. It is very difficult to please people these days. Not only these days, I use these days a lot, but generally, it's hard to please people. People would put you down. People would want you down. Maybe because they're just insecure. We don't know. That's why I want to study psychology. So I want to know. So people again, people again. Um, I, I really like the word people, but you know, we don't need to. We don't need to please people. We need to please ourselves, and even ourselves, we don't need to. Just kidding. And what really is important is, being happy in life. That's just, but it's really, really hard to be happy. That's it. I don't have anything to add to that sentence. It's really, really happy. No, it's really, really difficult to, you know, to please people. Oh God, the thunder again. Okay, so I think we need to um cooperate. All cooperate. Also, speaking of cooperation, I've suffered from this a lot, that people are not cooperating, like on every single thing, even on school, the house, the outside, the government. Just kidding. I don't want to involve that. You know, everything. It's like they don't care, or they're just ignoring cooperation. But everyone needs to cooperate. And oh gosh, we're going to politics, but no, please don't do this to me. I'm not talking about politics. I'm just, oh gosh. No. But I want to say, this is probably gonna be confidential, no, controversial. But no, please. I'm just expressing myself. But although I don't have any credibilities to say anything, really, I don't have credibilities to advise. I don't really have anything to prove to you. I just, talk. And that, yes, I created this podcast to talk. That's why it is a podcast. But I wanted to make this podcast again because I am talking to myself. Talking to myself or talking to yourselves are healthy. It is not unhealthy. It is very healthy to talk to yourself. It is not abnormal to talk to yourself. I really think it helps. Again. Okay. What I'm telling you is um that I made this podcast since I was talking to myself. Instead of talking to myself, I decided to record myself, or to talk to you guys instead of myself. So that's why I'm not crazy anymore, since I don't talk to myself, I talk to you, which is currently myself, since this is not being published yet. So technically, I'm still crazy. And I'm never gonna be not crazy. Okay. Anyways, what I'm going to talk about is that we all, just kidding. No, mostly. I don't really generalize things. Mostly. Most of the people right now is bashing and clashing, every word you want to say. The government. They are battling the government. They want the government down. They want the government. or they're saying that the government is bad. Wow. Now I sound like Donald Trump. Just kidding. Okay. And that the platform you're doing, what you're doing is wrong. The government is wrong. What are you doing? Everyone is dying. What is the government doing? And then I don't really think that the government is responsible for all. We are responsible for all, including you, including us. We all have our parts. I think we forgot about that. What is the government doing? What is the president doing? They are leading us. But we don't, if we're not going to let them lead us, or if we're not gonna, if we're not gonna move, then what are they supposed to do? For I'm just really, really angry. Not angry in the angry way, but just annoys me that I see a lot of people in the internet and outside talking about, oh, the government, what are they doing? They're making us suffer. But look at what you're doing. It's like the government is another species. No, as I said, we are all equal, so we should all be respected as equals, and that we all have our parts. That's all I want to say. I don't think that's controversial. If it is, then bye. You really don't, man. So yeah. So I just want to point that out. And I think we forgot about that. We are not monarchy anymore, which um other countries I think are still on a monarchy, but you know, mostly we are not in monarchy. Um there are no kings and queens, and I don't really know what I'm saying. Just kidding. No. Um because I'm really being careful. Yes. Since you don't just talk, you respect. And I want to respect everyone. And that, yes, there are many countries that also are in a monarchy, but we are in a democracy. And what that means is we have control, not only them. We all have control. And I think that voting is really important. And your single vote has an effect. And oh gosh, I don't want to talk about this anymore. Or I will pop up and explode. Just kidding. If you don't get that reference, you should watch the other episodes. Okay. In other news, no, I think if you don't realize that things are falling apart these days, that really everything is happening. We are filled up with everything. Everyone, no, I was just about to say everyone's dying, but clearly they are, and we're like blind. We're like just we're back from the start, you know. And I think this new normal is what is gonna be and normal. And I think this new normal will change us, not in a bad way, but in a really good way. And we need to adapt, really needed to adapt. And that's why uh, adaptation is a really good skill, since even though you are put into this and that, you can adapt, you can change, because nothing is permanent. Again, nothing is permanent but change. Everything's changing besides change, you know. And really, nothing is forever. um Nothing will really last forever. We don't even gonna or going to last forever, you know. And it's really interesting to think about it. To think about what happens, after we die. And yes, we're going to the topic again. But I think I will just, you know, put that topic aside for now, since I'm planning to um make an episode just for that, entitled Death. Maybe, I want to talk about death so much, since it is our future. What is the future? It's death. And it's just crazy to hear and to know that people again, that most of the time when you talk about what, oh gosh, sorry, the thunder again. And the thunder. And oh gosh, it's really gonna rain. Okay, I better hurry. Okay, what am I saying? Where are we? Okay, the um that most of the time when where you're talking about life and death, or what happens when we die, what happens, why are we here, what are our purpose. It's just pe- um other people, just don't talk about that, especially here in our country. uh it's like it's not true, but it is true. Probably because they just don't want to talk negative vibes, or they don't want negative vibes. But I don't think it's negative vibes. I think it's positive vibes. And really, it's just brainstorming. That's why philosophy is there. It's, we want to discover. We are curious. Curiosity is a good trait, but it is also a bad trait. You know, I think every trait can be bad. I think everything can be bad if we treat as if it if sorry, if we treat it badly. Okay, I think I'm okay. I'm okay. It's really just been a while since I've recorded about. It's been a year, okay? So forgive me, and that I can see my face. Okay, so I'm nervous. Just kidding. So I have a lot of excuse. But basically, um, the falling apart thing is talking about what's happening right now. And even though we are in our homes, we can do things so that we can keep it together. um a lot of people today are suffering from sadness, depression, and everything. And I think it is your job. No, but it is our job to help, since if we are going to help, then other people would help, and everyone will help each other. Yay! You know, the wheelbarrow effect. No, I don't think that's the wheelbarrow. What am I talking about? Okay, so basically, um, things are falling apart. I'm saying falling apart very, very, very. And it is because it is the title of this podcast. And that I want I don't want you guys to that tell me that you didn't talk about falling apart. What is falling apart? Um if you don't know, then you're living under a rock. And a little, a little conversation with your old or even new people you met you've met is, I think it's really, really, really crucial to do, since people nowadays don't have someone to talk to, including me. Just, yeah, it's very minimal. It's like I can, um what do you call it? I can count with only with my hand how many people I've been talking to this year. But it's really important to talk to one another. But yes, it might lead to, you know fighting, since everything may lead to fighting. But we just we should just be ourselves, especially this year has been very overwhelming. I'm really glad, actually. Let's all be glad, actually, that this is not as bad as anything. You know, if we think this is the worst, then we are screwed, because this is not the worst. There are worse. There are worse. Okay. Also, last thing I want to add, or I want to background noise. I want to um uh what do you call it? Tell you, or express, or state as an example that I actually regret. I regret not talking to my old fellows that I've been not been talking to lately. It has been like 5 years since I've talked um to this person, and I actually talked. It's actually a group chat, or it's very confidential. I respect everything, so I won't mention anything. But um I started the conversation. I went, "Hi, this is me. You met me like 5 years ago. Do you still remember me?" And another guy, which I still remember, is his friend, um replied to the group chat. Since I said how how no hi, and that are you guys okay? I hope you guys are safe and okay. And he replied, or the friend of this guy that I am talking to, the friend told me not really, which just made my heart drop. Just, uh-oh, did I do something wrong? And he, he, I will just reveal the gender, he confronted me in a direct message that my friend, um, when I was like 11 years old, my online friend, this is an online friend, um, that I met when I was 11, 12, something, has committed suicide. And yes, this is very serious and very sensitive topic. And that's why I want to talk about it. I want to talk about it since I want to state an example that when you still have the chance, talk, you know, converse and, you know, bring positive vibes. Anything you want to bring. Sorry. I just, it really bothers me even now that this happened. And, you know, it's, it's like, it's really, what do you call it? It's like a wasted chance, to talk again. I really just wanted to say hi again, and I really miss this dude. And that is not what I'm expecting to have. And this friend of my friend, which the one who told me of the incident, said that he is also regretting that he was not there when the incident happened, and he didn't have the chance to talk to him that day, but he talked to him lately, those past week, that exact day. He just, didn't talk to him, and he regretted it. And I really think, for me, that we should not um blame ourselves. We should not blame anything. Blaming is another one of the good topics or good thing to talk to, since a lot of people just blame everything, to blame. Just blame everywhere. Just, accept that you failed. Accept that you accept your mistakes, really. It's being human, you know. But in this case, he blamed himself that maybe if I was there that time, it wouldn't happen, or something else happens, or this wouldn't be the same. But, you know, yes, it is a good point, but we should not blame ourselves. Um, it is not our fault, and it is not his fault. It is collectively our fault, maybe. And we really don't know why he did it. Um, but he said that he is depressed, and that he had problems with his life, and maybe we should blame that instead of blaming the person who are experiencing that, and blaming ourselves because we didn't talk to that person. We should blame the problem. We should, you know, we have something to blame, but we should blame the right thing. And instead of blaming everything, the depression has its root, and that root is what we should blame. And that's really it. I don't want any more of this. I really can't move on because it's not really happy. It's not really, it is a very sorrowful moment for me, and for him as well, for his friend. And a lot of people had already knew this, that incident happened. But since not I've been it's been 5 years since I've talked, or I've been, you know conversing or just saying hi to this person, I didn't know it. And I think we should be glad that we are here. They say every day is a blessing, but for others, every day is suffering. So we should be glad about what we have, since what we have is the only thing that we can hold on to, you know. And really, what I'm saying is, when we have the chance, do it. I've regretted a lot of things in my life, since I had the chance but I didn't take it. And sometimes I blame myself, yeah, but I should not. And just a really sad moment. And yes, things are falling apart. And we should be brave. We should fight. Um, you know, and we should really focus on talking about life more. And especially now, since talking about life is important now, since a lot of people are questioning their existence, since um we've been stuck. Isolation is a really big part of depression um this era, or this year. And so go ahead, you know talk talk now, just converse with someone, and say thanks to everyone. And even though they are your enemies or something, should also talk to them, since, do you really honestly care anymore? Do we, you know it's like, come on. I, um Part of maturity is accepting mistakes, and accepting failure, and you know and additionally is ex- um you know um, putting things behind us. That's what I'm trying to say. That is part of maturity. We are old, even though I'm just 17. I'm turning 18 next year. So I think that is um at least something to prove, you know, maturity. But we are matured, we are educated, we should put things behind, and we should try to move on with life because life goes on and we should move with it so we don't get left behind. So that's it actually. I've I'm very glad that I have this time to talk to you all with minimal background noise, minimal background, etc., etc., etc. You know, what a time to be alive. And I'm really glad to talk to you guys again. I sure am. And I really hope you learned something or at least be inspired on something. Something just happened again. I'm very sorry. Okay, and that's it. I don't really know how to end this. I will try. And um what is our motto? I forgot about. So yeah, thank you guys for listening to this wonderful podcast. To this wonderful podcast. I don't know what I'm doing. To this episode called Falling Apart. And thank you guys for listening. Really. I appreciate you guys still are being here to support me. And I don't really care about subscribers, likes, and comments. I care about comments. I want you guys to, you know, provide feedback, even though it's bad, or whatever it is you want to say, concerns, suggestions which I really need. You can put it down below. Anything you want to say, even though you want to say I'm fat, um, that I really have a bad haircut, everything you want to say in the comments. I don't really care about anything anymore. But mostly I don't really care about subscribing, since I just want to put my content out there, and whoever needs it and whoever wants it, whoever's stumbles upon it, then yeah, go ahead. And I just want to, express myself, and that is really what is important. So that is it. Um Life is what you make it of. See? I still remember. Thank you guys for listening. I'll see you again for another Life is a Lie episode. Goodbye. Bye. Bye now. Goodbye. Thank you so much again.